if she needs the money, keep it in your name as her, the beneficial owner of it. If she doesn't need the money, then it would go directly into her own accounts. Hello, Andi, Joe, Big Al. I just listened to episode 394. Such a good episode.
I remember that like I did it yesterday.
God, I just love that episode. And Butch from the bait shop Butch from the bait shop.
Shack.
Oh yeah, big. I vaguely remember Butch. Butch from the bait shack had a scenario similar to what my wife and I have. It's related to how retirement accounts pass to a surviving spouse. I'm 62, my wife is 50. We don't have kids. The men on my side of the family usually don't have longevity. So most certainly my wife will outlive me sooner than later. Wow. It's just depressing.
That's sad, right?
He's 62.
Are you thinking about?
He's not 82.
How do I pass my essay?
Come on, Jack. Sooner than later. So with that in mind, I'm also wondering how my 401k and Roth IRA will move to my wife, which is the sole beneficiary of both. Additionally, Florida is an equitable distribution state, not a community property state. Question 1. So how would it pay out for my wife if I were to pass before she reached 59 and a half? She also has a Roth IRA. Would my Roth 401k and Roth IRA pass directly to her Roth IRA? Or would they both go into a single or two separate inherited Roth IRA accounts? Should we answer that first there?
Yeah, let's do that. I think you're good at that question. So
Okay.
why don't you take that?
Jack, couple of things. If you pass before your wife turns 59 and a half and she needs the money, then she would set up a beneficiary IRA. So what that means is that it would say Jack deceased on whatever date that you died for the benefit of your lovely wife, and she would have access to the money at any point. So she's 52 years old because you're going to die sooner than later. So I'm picking at 64, Jack. That's your demise. She's got full access to the money if she keeps it in an inherited IRA.
Yeah, so it's because you're older that works.
It doesn't
actually doesn't even matter.
Doesn't even
matter because it's a beneficiary IRA.
Correct.
Right.
Or she can, because she's your spouse, she can move it directly into her own account, right? So what happens where mistakes happen is that like children think that they can move like their parents' retirement accounts into their account just to consolidate. Or if a non-spouse beneficiary inherits a retirement account, they try to consolidate and try to put it in their own. You cannot do that. That'd be a full distribution, fully taxable. Spouses, however, have this special rule where they can consolidate. So you pass away, she could put everything into her own Roth account and everything into her own IRA account if she chooses to. So just to keep it simple, right? Because if you have multiple accounts, let's say you keep it in your 401k, and then you keep it in your Roth 401k, then there would be RMDs, in a Roth 401k. You don't want that. You want to roll it into a Roth IRA because that eliminates the RMDs when she turns 72 or 75, depending on what the rules go to. But if she needs the money, keep it in your name as her, the beneficial owner of it. If she doesn't need the money, then it would go directly into her own accounts. Or she could keep it in your accounts too. But that, to me, that just doesn't make any sense.
Now, she could do some of both, right?
Sure.
If she wanted to.
Well, sure. Without question. She could do, let's say that Jack passes before she turns 59 and a half and she needs access to the cash. She could roll some of it into her own and keep others into Jack's name, right? And that's the amount of cash that she would need to live off of until she turns 59 and a half.
Right.
But yeah, good question. But yeah, that's easy. Spouses are easy. The non-spouse beneficiaries, that's where it gets a little bit more complex. Okay, question 2. My taxable brokerage account is in a living trust, which my wife is the sole beneficiary of. Would those funds pass to my wife tax-free? Thanks a lot, guys. Jack from Central Florida.
Yeah, the funds would pass to your wife tax-free, so that's not a problem. The real question is, does she get a step up in basis in them or not? And Florida, you're right, it's an equitable distribution state. And now I'm not an attorney, but this is my knowledge. I'll just put that out. So if this is your asset, if this was money that you made even during the time you were married, then it's your account. She would not get a step up in basis unless you put those assets in a community property trust in Florida, which then allows the step up in basis. So you might want to think about that. But there's no taxation when she receives the assets, only when she sells them. And if she gets the full step up with a community property trust, that might be worth looking into.
Yeah, I would definitely probably look into that.
Are you prepared for retirement? Schedule a free financial assessment with an experienced financial professional right online at purefinancial.com.